Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Charlie Booth Show. I am right now at the Cigar Bar, Pembroke Pines. Beautiful, beautiful location. We're happy to have you here on this Tuesday, and we have a very, very special guest for you. A man that I've personally enjoyed some great cigars with. A man that you all know and love. Ladies and gentlemen, Pro Football Hall of Famer, Fred Biletnikoff. Fred, how are you?
Charlie Boots, great. I'm doing great, Charlie. How about you?
Doing great.
Hey, you have the legal cigars or the illegal cigars?
Hold on, let me check if the wrapper says Cuba, because I think Cuba is now back to being illegal. So
Okay,
these are
all right.
these are legal. We got Dominican. I got a Dominican cigar they got for me here. What a beauty! It's got like some sort of satin. It's got satin lace on it, Fred. White, like the Raiders away jersey. This is a beautiful thing we got going on here.
Now, are you in Las Vegas?
I am currently in South Florida.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. All right. Well, you're just across the little waterway to get your cigars then.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting a paddle boat and I'll be there.
You're right. You're right.
So we will be in Las Vegas soon, guys, because the world famous Biletnikoff golf tournament is coming up, the Hall of Fame Invitational, and it will be in Las Vegas. I think we get into town April 23rd is the date that we'll arrive in town. Sunday night it opens. The 24th, Monday, April 24th. Things kick off. Fred, you ready for some golf in Vegas?
Absolutely. Canyon Gate Country Club will be there. We still got a little bit of room for some more groups if they want to buy in. Give us a holler.
Well, guys, if you want really just a first-class experience, Fred, hasn't it been nuts to see things since you've been gone to Vegas now? The tournament was always in Northern California, guys. Now it's in Vegas, and Vegas has embraced the Raiders and the Biletnikoff Foundation with open arms, man. It's really been cool to see like a second home develop.
Oh, it's going, I'll tell you what, it's going really great. The Canyon Gate treats us really, really well from last year for our first year there and going into our second year with them this year. So they're treating us really, really good. And, Angela's starting to do some work down there as far as, getting our foundation involved with different programs there with right now with the St. Jude's Ranch for Children that we're going to be part of there. And it's a great big development. It's good for kids for domestic violence, drug and alcohol abuse, trafficking. So we're doing some good work still, and we're able to get involved down there in Las Vegas, which we always wanted to do. And then Angela, of course, up here at Loomis at Koinonia. The kids at one of the houses needed a school. A building to have for the kids for school. So she's getting a building built for them in the back now. And so she's just staying busy with everything with the foundation. So, and, we're happy that we're able to come down to Las Vegas and be accepted like we have been and have the Raiders part of our organization like they've always been from day one when we started in 1999. And now being able to be part of the St. Jude's Ranch for Children is just phenomenal for us. It's very exciting.
Hey, Fred, we've known each other now almost 7 years. Before that, though, the first time I ever went to one of the events for the Biletnikoff Foundation, right away it jumps out to you guys that the money that goes into the foundation goes to real deal people, and it doesn't go to any service fees, and it goes to really making a difference. And now, we're at a time in this world where we got to protect our kids more than ever. We see yesterday we had another school shooting down Tennessee, and it's like, at what point are we going to think we got to just protect these kids? And that's been your life mission, man. So that's one of the things I respect about you the most.
Well, the sad thing about it, and it's really devastating that, we see all this stuff like what happened in Tennessee the other day. It's so hard, and people don't realize that, wherever your kids go, I don't care where they go, something might happen. And that's a devastating thing and part of life for parents and for children, and even any family member that, things like this really do happen. It's the reality in life. And to see that happen, and other things that we watch in the news or read in the newspaper or on the internet that happen, it really brings back everything that we've gone through with Tracy's death. And it's made a big difference for us because life is so delicate. And, to have your kids, like this incident in Tennessee, sending your kids to school, and then the next thing you know, you turn around and something happened to them. And like the adults that were killed, the same thing, a husband, wife, uncle, aunt, grandparents, whatever, they leave that house, and, the world has gotten to the point, so, you just got to be more aware of everything and your surroundings and who you're with, where you're at, what the circumstances are, as far as being careful with everything. So, it's almost like people are starting to walk around and worry about their kids, worry where you're going,
Right.
Anything. I mean, in grocery parking lots, on the highways, there's always something happening. And, what the answer is, I really don't know, but it's just, we all want to say there's things that are part of life, but, a lot of things are preventive. And hopefully everything that you read about, everything that happens to whoever it may happen to, that there's some solution that you could get it prevented.
Yeah, and maybe the best thing we could do is, come together as a country. It's harder. It seems like it's harder than ever, but I think we can all rally around the fact that these type things are not right. These type things need to stop, and no matter what, if someone's dealing with mental issues, harming innocent children is never the answer. So, our thoughts and prayers, and, go out to all those families. But I think you nailed it, Fred. We see on the news 3 children gone, 3 adults gone, and it's like, okay, 3 and 3, but that's not it. There's a void now. There's a heartbroken mother and father for life. There's heartbroken grandparents, siblings. Like, that rocks people's worlds. That ruins people's lives.
Well, the thing that's always, in every instance something happens, it always goes down to something mental. They didn't take their meds. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. And, you start looking at that stuff. You say, well, that's the easy way out.
Right.
That's the easy way out for the people that have committed these crimes, no matter what they may be. And, there, when you're the victim, when that happens to you, and it happens to somebody in your family or friend or whoever it may be, you start wondering, what the hell is really going on? Because, in fact, doesn't anybody have respect for the other person anymore?
Exactly.
Don't they? Don't they know that life is so delicate? And you know what? When something happens to somebody, the people that are related to no matter which way you're related to anybody, if it's your children, your grandchildren, your friends, your wife, your husband, whatever it may be, that person that's committed these horrible things, whatever it may be, you've dug a hole for these people that they're never going to come out of. No. You can talk about, time, you let time go by and things change. It doesn't change. When you do something that destroys a family or friends or whatever it may be, and that person has to live with that person that you've killed, you've done something horrible to, that's there for the rest of their lives, and I truly hate seeing the people that do these things and they're trying to be the victim.
Right.
And it's sickening to me.
No.
It's totally sickening to me. And to have people let these people get away and make everybody feel they're the victims, believe me, let me tell you something. The people that are in that black hole, they're living with that the rest of their life.
And guys, Fred lived this when he lost his daughter, and that's the thing. Like, you've turned it around and you've made it your armor, and you've now gone into people's lives and you help people recover their lives. And so that's the really cool thing. So all the fun we're going to have in Vegas, guys, I want you to know that it's based somewhere very real. It's based somewhere deep in the heart. And if you want to get involved, if you want to come hang out and be part of a great cause, Biletnikoff.org to get involved. Now, Fred, in talking golf, the other day we had a conversation off air and we were talking golf, and you made an analogy that I thought was so cool. It was comparing the current scene in golf with the PGA Tour and LIV golf, and you compared it to the AFL and NFL. Now, you were drafted by both leagues. You saw the merger. You saw everything happen. Can we get into that a little bit?
Well, you know what? When I went through that experience, now, I mean, my God, I mean, you're looking at almost 60 years ago now. but you know what? There's a time where even though we're all young at that time, you had to make a decision. I made the decision to go with the younger league. Great influence from Al, because Al had a vision. He's a great visionary, like Mark is, and to go forward with something that everybody was totally against. I mean, totally against, and people did everything to try to make it fail. And you had to have a group of people, group of guys, or whoever it may be, have enough of a vision and enough of stubbornness and enough of commitment to go forward with that and keep it going, and know that there was room for it in sports at that time. And that's and they pulled it off. But it didn't come very easy for these guys, that started this AFL, and they kept going and going. And of course, they had to have money, which a lot of them had money to a certain extent, but then they needed help from the other people involved in the AFL. But everybody seemed to work together to keep it alive and keep it going. And it turned out great. It turned out great for the world of sports and professional football. And I look at the golf thing as the same way. You have somebody that has started another tour,
right.
And I admire these guys. I have no idea how they do it, to go out there, first of all, with the regular tour, to walk 4 days in a row, all right, and get up and
folks.
go, much less to travel, much less trying to take care of your family, and then somebody comes up and shortens it by 1 day, and the money is, I don't know how many times you want to
quadruple?
say better.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know what? And with these guys, I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, listen, I love golf. I mean, I'll watch all the tournaments, okay? And I can see with the PGA Tour, and it's like I just watched the match play stuff, which was very exciting. But you take the match play players, and you look at it, and you look at the PGA, whatever event is that week, and you start going down a line, like when the players was there, they had a good group of guys, name guys that you could go, but then when you leave something like the players or the Masters and you go to the next tournament, you wonder how many guys are showing up. And then you start comparing names that are recognizable on the regular tour, and then on a live tour or live tour, whatever way you want to pronounce it.
Right.
And you wonder, well, hold on a second, all the names are with the other tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you start looking down at the in the newspaper on what they're making and what they get. I go, hell yeah, I'll go there.
Right.
I mean, my God, I'll tell you what, it's just amazing. Even like the LPGA, they got a little bump up. They're making a little bit more money, but not what they should be making. And then the champions, the same thing there. That Champions Tour has to be making more money, because like when you don't see what do you call it, the live tour, whatever.
Right, the live tour.
Yeah, when they're not on TV or you can't catch them on TV, and you're looking at the PGA Tour and a Champions Tour, hell, I'd rather watch the Champions Tour because I know all the names.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
And it
They
brings
just got to
back
get those
all the
purses
history.
up.
Yeah, I mean, they should be getting more of a bump up than they do because they've been basically got a little boost here and there, but not like what they should be getting,
Right.
you know? And the names are there.
So now when you're sitting in
And they're getting more people, too, because you
Yeah.
can see it on TV that they're starting to get more people where they're going because they're recognizable.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're throwing a party. They're making an environment. Here, I'm at the Cigar Bar. They got the tunes going. I mean, this feels like I'm at a Eleve event right now. Now,
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Now, when you were sitting...
I mean, hell yeah. I mean, look a couple weeks ago at the Nicklaus tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, they lost a sponsor, you know, but you look at what he had at his tournament, and maybe there's 4 or 5 names, and then after that, it's like, who's that guy? Who's this guy? Who's that guy? And then you go the next week to Palmer's tournament, and all of a sudden there's like 20 guys that you know. So I don't know the difference, but I mean that's what I saw. I mean it's a proven fact.
Absolutely. And I think you nailed that. I think that's exactly how people are looking at the Live Tour compared to the PGA. Now, when you were sitting in your college dorm room in Florida, right? It was Sunshine State where we're based today. What were you thinking? Like, did you just think the AFL seemed a lot cooler? Were you liking watching the players there more? Like, what was it for you that swayed you? And then how did Al influence you? When did he talk to you about it?
Well, you know what? It was the big thing was it was an opportunity to play. You know, because I got drafted by Detroit,
right?
And I don't know where I got it in my mind because. You know, sometimes I'm a dollar short here and there, but I started looking at the receivers that they had there, and I'm going, okay, well, wait a minute, you know, how much of a chance do I have to going in there and playing? Okay, what would be my situation, and versus going with the Raiders to the AFL and having that opportunity to play. And that's what I decided to do. That I wanted to go there and have that opportunity to play. Wow. And so I took the shot, and it worked out. And I mean, you know, when I started, things didn't go my way, but you know, eventually, you know, I was stubborn enough to hang in there, and I would always think and always feel that. Even though I had such a problem as far as getting adjusted to professional football, that Al stuck with me and kept giving me that opportunity, which took a couple years.
Now,
and I was fortunate to have him, and I always say I was fortunate to have him on my side.
Right.
And I truly believe that to be able to develop and take the time because, you know, my first years weren't. I mean. God, I had tough time adjusting. My second year, I get hurt. You know, I'm going to my third year, and I'm on a bubble. You know,
yeah.
On the big bubble. Okay, and he just stuck with me, and it worked out.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Now, Fred is dealing with a big problem right now, folks. If you've ever enjoyed the lunch meat named Olive Loaf, okay. It's something that's near and dear to the both of us, and Fred's grocery store recently stopped stocking Olive Loaf. Now, Fred, in Detroit, I would imagine they'd have a lot. If the Detroit Lions had come to you and said, Fred, we know you want to go to the AFL, we know you're looking at California, but we're going to go ahead and extend some Thumans or Boar's Head stock and Olive Loaf for life, would you have considered the NFL? Could that have been the deal breaker?
But yes, I go over to the one store. I won't say where, and Olive loaf is so hard to find. I can't wait to go back to Erie in May because I'm going to get olive loaf sandwich somewhere. Believe me, okay? Or head cheese or whatever, okay? But pastrami, okay? Some nice Italian food, okay? Maybe some briciole. Yeah, it was like devastating because you know how you get you go like a week and say you have a taste for this or that, whatever. And at least once a week I have a taste for all of those. So I go to the store, I always get it there, get a pound of it, make some nice big thick sandwiches, and so I go to the last time. About a little over a week ago, I think we had talked after that, and I brought it up to you, that they said they don't carry it anymore. I go, what are you talking about?
Those are fighting words.
What? And the guy goes, well, this is one of and he goes like this, one of the most popular meats we have, lunch meats, is olive loaf. I go, get out of here, really? So, yeah, he said, no, we're not carrying it. But you can't find it.
That's a void.
You can't find it. It's like... I don't know, maybe we got to start smuggling it in from the country or whatever.
Cuban cigars and olive loaf are now like number 1 and 2 on the most wanted list. Okay, guys? Now if you guys don't know.
We'll take a picture of it, put it up in the post office. Wanted.
It's on the screen right now. Now, folks, if you never tried the luxury of an olive loaf, picture olives in basically bologna, and it's wonderful. But head cheese that Fred just mentioned, head cheese, I remember as a kid, we found the ingredient list, and head cheese has literally everything you might find in the head and body and the feet. Everything on an animal is in head cheese. So we used to have dares at school about eating head cheese, and that got the people going big time.
Yeah. We used to have it when I was a kid all the time. Now, you can get chunks cut off or whatever. And when I was a kid, we called it sturgeon.
Right.
And it was made in a tray, and it was thick, maybe about an inch or so thick. And then it would gelatize, whatever. And you cut off pieces like that, and eat it with some nice, hot, fresh horseradish.
Oh, my God.
And then, at that time, we used to have the beet. We call it red horseradish, but it actually was beet colored horseradish, which was good and hot. Mm-hmm. But it's like that's another point I gotta bitch about. There's not enough hot horseradish. You got to make it yourself.
That's right. It's too much mild horseradish going on.
Yeah, we got to get that stuff changed around, man. But yeah, I mean, I like all the meats. There's foods there's not too many things I don't like. There's very few things I don't like. I've even gotten into, with Angela's stuff with the pizzas and the fake hamburgers.
Oh, the cauliflower pizza got you going. A couple of years ago, they got you with that one. It's good. I tried it. It's good.
No, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, The first there's a place up here that I could get a regular pizza called the Monster Pizza. And, I mean, it was like 3/4 of an inch thick, and it had everything. I loved it. It's unbelievable. Then the place went out of business. It's an Italian restaurant up here.
Just your luck.
Semi-Italian, let me put it that way.
Right.
And so then Angie is bringing the cauliflower, the whatever kind of pizza and all that stuff. So I had a couple pieces, but it was not bad. It's pretty good.
No, it's pretty damn good. And, guys, if you know Angela, Angela had made it for us at the house. And guess what? If you didn't think it was good, you say it's good anyway, because Angela Biletnikoff, that's the enforcer over there. You don't mess around, all right?
Listen, if you want to make your own dinner, you better not say anything to Angela. Just eat what she makes, okay?
Now, I got to show you. So there's been all these world-famous images of you, right, with the Stickum, and everybody knows the Stickum and Fred Biletnikoff, and there's the stories of you needed help with gum, you needed help even with a smoke when you had all that stuff on your hands. But I sent you a text message, and it was a commercial.
Phone getting out of hand? Look out! You need phone relief. The ultimate in hands-free phone design. Watch. Simply attach the special double back fastener to any phone. Then attach the phone relief headset. It's that easy. Hands-free, pain-free. You'll wonder how you ever lived without it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was looking at that. You sent over, It's like I'm looking at the date 1993.
Right.
All right. Well, now when you see people, everybody looks like a Secret Service agent now. Okay, they got the thing in their ear and all that stuff. Okay, and now that's what 30 years ago.
Right.
And I don't even know. Probably the Secret Service people were the first ones to have the deal that they finally moved it down or whatever. But to put that phone attached to like a phone that you could hold on your shoulder and use it, okay? And you go back 30 years ago, it wasn't that way. But that was a cute commercial. I loved it because of the fact that people were using it.
I mean, that could have changed your life.
Yeah, I mean, it was the right thing. It was ahead of its time.
I mean, that could have been an endorsement deal that could have netted millions for you. Imagine how walking around the sidelines with that. It's almost like a jockstrap for your head, guys, if you wanted this simple.
I know. I mean, something, I still don't have any idea where even now, and I don't know how much now, but I've seen it, on the sideline with the coaches.
Right.
And they still got the cable.
Right. Why are they still wearing the cable?
Yeah, I mean, they still got the long wire cable, whatever, and you got to take it through. And when you're on the sideline, you're coaching, you got that headset on, and you got to worry about that cable. You're pulling it through people, tripping over it, get it over here, get it over there, whatever. And I never could figure out, why they didn't go to like regular headset without the cable.
Right, they got coaches. They're hiring coaches now just to manage the cable.
Goodell better get off his butt and get that stuff straightened around on the sideline with that cable deal, because that's ridiculous. I mean, that's not even up with the times. You're going back to, the 70s, or maybe
you know what?
End of the 60s.
Maybe Fred and I are going to broker a deal with Goodell and the hands-free headset. Okay, from 1993, and we're going to make $1 bajillion off it. That might be the play.
Well, we better hurry up because they're getting ready to give him a contract, so we better sneak in and get some of that money.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen, there's not a bank that's big enough to put all his money in, and he doesn't have enough bags to put all the money in.
Right, he could have saved the banks that went down in California for all that.
He could open his own bank.
Now, this was a cool one. I saw the World Baseball Classic was just going on, and the USA has the USA flag on the jersey. And I always notice in athletic events when you see a USA flag on the jerseys, it looks backwards, and all the other countries are facing what you would consider forward. And I just found, do you know why? On uniforms and service jerseys and sports jerseys, when they put the USA flag, why it's backwards?
No.
I just looked this up. In the Civil War, when the guys would run into the battlefield, the wind would push the flag in that direction. So it would look to the eye, if on a garment, backwards. But the reason we do it in the United States is because when we're going into action, whether it's sports or our military, we want it to look like that gusto, that running head first into battle. So that's why we always put the flag backwards when you see it on jerseys.
I didn't know that.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, now I understand it. Yeah, well, it is cool. But the sad thing about it, somebody in politics is going to screw the whole deal up and say it's an insult.
Right. Yeah,
that's going to happen. You get one of those people on what are they, on the left, the middle, the right, the high, low, whatever.
Off the deep end.
Don't screw it all up.
They're off the deep end is where they are.
Oh yeah, somebody's going to screw it all up. Don't worry. You'll get a complaint about it. Then it'll go in front of a group, a committee, which they'll have 18 meetings on, and start interrogating people about it.
And they'll get paid for it. They'll get paid to waste that time, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, absolutely. Put them on a clock. They should like, you remember like the Gong Show?
Yeah.
That's what they should do in these meetings in politics in Washington. They should have somebody in the back with that big gong, like they did the movie, the old movie, and you see the guy, he hits it, goes boom.
Get off the stage, bum.
Instead of saying your time's up, hit that big gong, boom, you're done.
Now, folks, Charlie Booch is a little nervous, okay? For his first time, I'm going to be hosting an auction, and it is going to be at the Biletnikoff Golf Tournament. Now, what I'm praying is that they don't wheel out a gong, and I don't see Fred's arm going up with a big drumstick to wail on that gong. Fred, what kind of advice do you give me running into this, running the auction? I mean, I'm getting a little pumped up about this here.
Hey, you know what? You're on your own. No. You know what we'll do? I'll get about 4 or 5 people around the room that lift their hands up. Okay, but you got to know the people. All right, because if somebody makes a bid, if somebody bids and say 500, and you say 600. We'll put the little scam on it. We'll have somebody in the back raise their hand and go 600. Okay.
500. How you doing? 600 coming up around the corner. We got 700. And then if somebody's thinking about it, we may get our buddy Carmine Pucci standing behind them, encouraging them. You get those bids up. That's what we do.
Well, Carmine start bitching and moaning. Yeah, let's start bidding. What the hell's wrong with you people?
now, folks.
But no, you know what? Just be yourself. That's all. Hey, do what you normally do.
I'm ready. I am ready.
Be exciting.
We're gonna break records in Vegas.
I'll tell Angela before you go up there. I'll go, Ange, can he get it done? And then she'll get pissed off at me because she heard that before. Okay.
Get the gong ready. If boots start slipping, you get that gong ready.
We'll bring you out in the cape like James Brown on stage.
Papa got a new bag. I like that. Now, Erie, Pennsylvania, your favorite son is coming home. The Biletnikoff Field, that has been a project that Erie's been working on for years now, is going to be open. It's going to be a beautiful facility that history will continue to be made in Erie. That young Fred Biletnikoff earned his stripes out there in Erie, then took it to the Hall of Fame, and now you're giving it back to your city. There's nothing cooler than that. How pumped are you to be back home?
Oh, man, I can't wait because I'm looking forward to it. We're going to do a little signing fundraiser Wednesday before the event and dedication Thursday. But, a good friend of mine that works on foundations back there, Doug White, 2 guys I went to school with, Eddie Kissel, who's well-known in politics in Erie, a kid named Richie Valahovic, who I grew up with these guys.
That's
in
so
Erie.
Cool.
These guys, a guy named George Gott, Jim back there. He does a lot of Raider promo stuff.
Oh yeah, with the Booster Club in Erie, huge.
Yeah,
there's a huge Raiders club in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, those guys have been so influential, not only on me but helping. And really, really busting their butts to get things done, to really make it an effort all the time. And then when COVID hit, it set us back. And we still kept on some fundraising, which a lot of people were very generous in Erie. And we kept going forward. And Doug White, when Eddie Kissel kept in touch with the school district, the school board there. And finally, they were generous enough to set funds aside for us to get the project going, continue it, and get it done. They're taking bids now for the field and track. And so we got the school district really stepped up. The Erie School District really, really stepped up. And, I always thought that, the times I've been in Erie, the times I've gone up to the school, the school doesn't change. The dynamics and everything around it haven't changed. But, when you're walking up the one driveway, I can remember, and you come up there and you look out on a field, and, my first picture was, the field looks like the same when I was there.
That's so
in the
cool.
50s.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and I go, something. There's nothing more than when you're an athlete there. Okay, whatever sport is using the field or the track, okay, the track people, soccer, football, whatever it may be, lacrosse, whatever you got going in that area. You know, you want something that's first class that you could be proud of. You know, that you can walk out there and it doesn't look like just a yard.
Right.
You know, and a patch of grass out there that, you know, you can look out there and you can really feel good about yourself being part of the school, being part of the program there, and coming and seeing a field that's first class. And that's what I always told, you know, the guys I mentioned, you know, that's what I've always wanted to see there, you know, a facility built. And you know, we get a lot of people walking there too, you know, seniors or whoever it may be, using a track, using a field.
It's a community staple there.
You know, to walk. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. And it's good for the whole neighborhood up there and for the city, and especially good for the school. And I'm happy about that. And like I said, it was only a few months ago that we finally got the big boost from the school district, which I want to thank them so being so kind and hanging in there with us and really going out of their way to really make this project go through, because it's going to be a great facility and it's going to make everybody proud. And when that thing is finished, it's going to make not only everybody in that building at the school, the teachers, the everybody in administration, all the kids, and be happy that they have that facility, because it's an improvement. It's a big improvement, and I'm happy about that. I really am. It makes me feel really, really good that we're able to get that accomplished.
That's so cool. And one day, guys, we're going to be watching the Pro Football Hall of Fame inductions, and there's going to be some kid from Erie, Pennsylvania, that is going to be getting inducted, and that kid will have began his career and played some of his games on Fred Biletnikoff Field, and I think that gives me chills just thinking about that, man. You know,
it'll be great.
Imagine.
Yeah,
that.
you know something. All the things that we've been through in our life, Charlie. You know, to have something, and you know, as proud as I am of the foundation and what we've done, and number one, what Angela has done with the foundation and her relentless work with it year round, and now being able to have this, it's a great mark, and it's a great feeling. It really is.
And, guys, thank you to everyone who does get involved with the Biletnikoff Foundation. Again, we're going to be in Las Vegas April 23rd and 24th. On the 24th, the world-famous Biletnikoff Hall of Fame Invitational will be taking place. If you want to get involved, biletnikoff.org. And all the support around the country, Fred, you know, it's almost like having a car with an extra wheel. Gives you an extra push. The five-wheel car. Bring it back.
I don't know. I mean, you're looking at 1930. Okay, whoever it was that invented that was so far ahead of everybody, and it never took off.
Never.
And now look what we have now. I mean, it only took, 93 years later.
And people still can't parallel park, folks. Sometimes I'm watching people parallel park. It's like you're watching a train wreck getting ready to happen. You know they're going to knock, you know there's going to be a fender bender. We need the fifth wheel back. Maybe Elon Musk or one of these guys will bring it back.
I'll tell you what, when I saw that, I started laughing. I'm going like this. Who the hell in the world had that vision to invent that? And it worked. The thing about it is it worked. It was unbelievable. It was amazing. My God.
Oh, well, folks, don't limit your imaginations, because you never know when you could change the world. Be there at the Biletnikoff Invitational, April 24th, 2023 in Vegas. Thank you very much to the Cigar Bar here in Pembroke Pines, Florida, for having us. And Freddie, thank you so much for coming on the lounge.
Go Raiders.
Go
Raiders.
Okay, Raiders.
Charlie, thanks so much. Okay, we'll see you in a couple weeks. Well, we'll talk before then, but anyway, okay?
Absolutely. I will get the Boar's Head olive loaf in the mail today.
Okay. I'll be waiting with the bread. Okay.
All right. I'll be seeing you, Fred.
Okay, you take care, Charlie, and thanks so much, okay?
Absolutely.
Love you.
Love you too,
All
man.
right, buddy.
All right.
Okay.
Bye. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe to the show, and we'll be here for you every Monday through Thursday right here on the Charlie Boots Network. See you next time.